Hi, today we're going to talk about the new equation editor in EduGence. You can use the equation editor in the question bank or on an assessment that you've already started. I've started an assessment, so we're going to look at that first. The equation editor can be found both in the questions, in the icon that looks like a square root with an X inside of it, or within the answer choices. So I'm going to click on the icon, and you can see the new editor here. You can enter your equations in this area, generate alternate text, change your font, change the color. Across the top row, you can see arithmetic operators. You can change to arrows, Latin, as well as integrals. Within each one of these areas, you can slide the bar down to see all the options that are available. You can use your keyboard also to enter the equations using the symbols that are on the keyboard. I typed in my question, and now I'm going to go to the equation writer. I want to enter in the square root of 84 and put in 84. The question will be read to the student from the question text. The square root of 84 will be read from the equation writer, and you can see how that will be read when you generate alternate text. Now, I want to click Insert, and you can see how the question will look to the student. The math editor is also in the answer choices. So again, I can click on that in the same manner that I did in the question. Now I want to go to my fraction symbol, click on that. You can see the numerator is blinking, so I'm going to enter my number. Then I can hit Tab and enter my denominator. I can click on Generate Alternate Text and see how this is going to be read to my students. And if I want to change the words, I can click there and type the words in that I want read. Click Insert, and I can see how this will appear to my students. I want to enter an equation with exponents now. So again, I go to my equation writer, and using a formula again from the Algebra 1 test, I'm going to enter in an expression that has exponents. So this time I want to use a superscript. When I'm finished with my exponent, I will want to click off that. You can see how my cursor has gone down, and every time I want to add an exponent, I'll click on that. When I'm finished, I'll want to click Insert. Some formulas may require an inequality. Enter the math editor. Again, I could use the plus symbol in the math editor, or I could use the plus symbol on my keyboard. And now if I want to use an inequality, I can scroll down, find the appropriate inequality, insert that, and type in my number. I can insert this one, and if it's a system of equations, I can return. Go back to the equation writer and type in my next one. Again, I will want to scroll down and find the appropriate inequality and insert that. As you hover over these, you see it is an entire equation. You can click on it and modify it within the equation writer. Now let's look at a more complex formula that requires parentheses as well as an exponent. Again, click on the equation writer. Now I want to insert parentheses, so I click on that. And then when I'm ready to enter my exponent, I click outside the parentheses. And I can do this two different ways. I can go to the exponent here, which is a superscript, and type in my 2. Or I can go to my 2, highlight it, and then go to superscript. You may have a complicated fraction that has an exponent as well as variables. I'm going to start with my formula, and I'm going to type it all in. Notice I have my numerator in. Now I'm going to put in my denominator. I'm going to go back and highlight my numbers, and using the superscript, I can make them exponents. So if I have several exponents, it might be easier just to go ahead and enter the number and then come back and put in the superscript. These are some of the most common used math symbols, fractions, square roots, parentheses, but there are also arrows, degrees, percentages. So let's look at those. And from the 8th grade test, I'm going to enter one of the equations. It starts with the parentheses, and now the next symbol is a yield symbol, so I need to go to my arrows. Then I need parentheses again. I also need a fraction in this case, and now I'm ready to insert this as one of my answers. In addition to arrows, you also have a Latin area where you can scroll down and see that you have a symbol for pi that you may need to insert from time to time, and you can use your right-hand bar and scroll down and see the other symbols. You also have sine, cosine, and tangent if you need those for geometry or trigonometry. So as you can see, you have a multitude of symbols that you can use, percentages, ratios. You can also use a root symbol that's not the square root and then enter the cube or whatever you need and insert that into your question or your answer choice. There are curly brackets as well as square brackets. In addition to the parentheses, you have degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit. So as you can see, there are a variety of symbols and signs that you can use when writing your formulas for your questions and answers. We also have a user's guide on how to use these operators. Thank you for your time.